All right, so we'll move on to item number 11. It says here presented by Terrell, but anyway, number 11 is an amendment to lease of the Madden House for the Yuba City Chamber of Commerce offices.
Good evening, Mayor and Council. This is Terrell.
Oh, hi, Terrell. Welcome.
Hi. We're just, Judy and I were doing some cross training today.
Oh, good.
So before you this evening is a request to amend temporary the lease to the Madden House for the Yuba City Chamber of Commerce. So the current lease was signed in May of 2018, and the term is from starts in June and it ends the following May. So currently for the COVID-19 stay at home, as we've all been talking about, the small businesses and even some of the medium and large businesses are struggling financially and looking to cut costs where they can for this period of time. And one of the costs that they're considering stopping is the membership dues for the Chamber of Commerce, even though the Chamber of Commerce is a very valuable partner with the businesses and the city of Yuba City. So besides the chamber, we have rented the building out to the Yuba City Economic Development Corporation previously, and for a couple of years, the Yuba City Parks and Recreation Department was located there. So the terms of the lease that they're currently paying is $1,250 per month, and in May it will be going up to $1,350 a month for the next year. So they asked for either a waiving of the cost for a couple months or a deferment of the cost. So in the first year of the rent, the city offered $1 a year, and then the chamber would be paying to do the maintenance and the utilities, which had been the arrangement before they had moved to Marysville. And so this was to help them financially to get back on their feet again, because they had reached some financial times previous to that. So in repayment or as collateral for that, they offered the city membership or sponsorship events that they have. And the chamber is offering to do that again. And so they have a Champion Circle member benefits of $12,000 or more in investment. And here's a list of the current members. We have Marnie Sanders on the line as well to answer any of your questions. She's the CEO of the Chamber of Commerce. And so happy to answer any questions, either I can or Marnie can. Any questions?
I just have a question for Terrell, please.
Okay.
They're asking for this for 1 year, be sort of like the first year agreement we have. So when we come back next year, will they be starting back at year number 4 for the rental and payments and so on and so forth? It'll just be a 1 year break?
Yes.
Thank you, Terrell.
Through the mayor. Could we ask Marnie, I just had a question if there was an opportunity to do this for 6 months and then possibly do a 6-month review. Is there any willingness to maybe consider that?
Good evening, Mayor and Council. I certainly do not have a problem with it. Like Terrell had said, I had suggested maybe a several months deferment or some grace on that. And then Terrell came back with this agreement. So I think that would be something that you would need to decide amongst yourselves, but I'm open to that.
Thank you, Marnie, for that feedback. I think that it would be, my recommendation would be to, do a 6-month review and hopefully things will improve if there's activity within our businesses here in the near future. but I am willing to work with a year, but if we can do a 6-month, I'm open to that.
I am as well. I think that would be very helpful to the chamber.
Through the mayor. Go ahead, you're on mute. Go ahead, you go first.
Oh, there we go. That's fine. Okay.
There we go.
Sorry
All
about
right.
that.
I was too.
The question I have is, we're really talking about rent or rent in lieu, and we are great partners with the chamber. So my first question would be, what is the real fair market value rent of the property? Because we're saying, roughly 12 or 1250 is going up to 13 or 1350, whatever those numbers were. What is the real fair market value of rent of that building?
If you can hold on 1 minute, let me grab it for you.
While she's doing that, I'm going to step away for 2 minutes. Mark, you got me covered for a second?
Yes, sir.
Through the vice mayor,
Yes.
I was just checking. Thank you.
Hi, this is Ben Moody with the Development Services Department. I looked in that a little bit earlier today in the for the response for council, and that the going rate is approximately $1 to $1.25 a square foot for commercial office space, with that space maybe being closer to about $1.10. And so there's approximately 2,800, 2,900 square feet there in that house. So you're looking at a rent close to $3,000 a month, maybe in a typical market.
Okay, thank you, Ben. Because what I'm looking at is we're really subsidizing, and I ask that you guys follow me on this journey for just a minute. We're already subsidizing roughly $1,500, $1,600 a month as it is. And last year, do you know how much we actually paid the chamber? Because we actually, I think, paid for some different events and stuff. I'm just trying to figure out what our contribution to our chamber is.
So,
Yeah.
Sorry. This is Terrell. So we paid a little bit over $5,000 for the events to the chamber last year. Plus we have a membership.
Okay. So roughly between that, our true commitment to the chamber really last year was about $26,000 between fair market value and the additional items that we purchased. Just being prudent with taxpayers' dollars, I really think we need to be looking at a dollar for dollar exchange. And the $12,000 is the champion circle, what comes with a lot of benefits that we paid additionally for last year. And I don't really regret a dime that we spent with the chamber, because Marnie, you guys are good for our businesses and the economic development and the success of our businesses here with the support you provide. So I would like for it to be taken into consideration that even if we look at a belayment of rent for a couple of months, that we at least be recognized for the additional contribution we're already given, which is well above the $12,000, and that the city receive the Champion Circle member benefits with or without anything further done, because we're truly already spending over $16,000 in what we're giving in discounted rent. But then beyond that, I would be open during these times, especially, to look at something on a 6-month basis or something.
Can I respond? And I would say absolutely yes. I had not taken into consideration the fair market value, and having that pointed out, you should definitely have been on the Champion Circle member list already. So I appreciate that. Thank you.
Thank you, and thank you for all you do. So if we can overcome that first one, as I was just presenting out, to where we get the Champion Circle member benefits, I have no problem looking at what we might be able to do further. So I'll turn it back to my fellow council members.
Through the mayor. Oh, through the vice mayor.
No, the mayor's back.
Okay. Wanted to comment on that, Dave. We just can't rent that on the fair market value and the value that we're doing. We just can't rent that house to anybody. There's no fair market value. I mean, there's fair market value, but we cannot rent that house to any organization. It has to be a community organization that helps our community. So that's why the council in the past, through staff's recommendation, has done what we're doing right now. We can't, rent to a bank. We can't rent to a developer. It has to be through a organization that helps our community. So we really can't go by that fair market value. But I understand what you're saying about making us a champion circle. But the staff report gave us a staff report, and this is the best interest for the city. I mean, the chamber does wonderful things for the city. They've done great things in the last 3 years from where they were, and I think this would be a great thing for us to pair up with them. And it was given to us as the best interest for a year, and I think that we should still do the year with them, and then hopefully we'll get past this and move forward next year and continue on with the agreement that we had with them.
If I could respond through the mayor, Councilmember Cardoza, I was well aware when the city first rented out the house, and they did put it out to multiple organizations, really anyone, because I know people that submitted bids to actually rent that. So it was a decision by the city. I stand by what the city did. I agree with the chamber being in there. It's a historical house. They do a great job. They showcase the house. I'm a firm behind, stand firm behind the chamber. I've been a chamber member for decades. So it's nothing against the chamber. I just think that the city, as Marnie agreed, we just need to be, given credit for the contribution that we are making to the chamber. And I'm open to whatever the council wants. If we want to look at it as 6 months, help them through this time. But I just want to make sure that, we're very transparent about this, that we do support our chamber, and that our contribution is just not, the monetary, that we write the checks like we did last year to the tune of about 5,000, that there is that reduction. And we might not get 3,000, we might get 2,500, but anyway, there's still a reduction. And again, no way to belittle. Marnie, thank you so much. I'm a member of the chamber. I value the chamber. I support the chamber. Please do not take my words any other way.
Thank you. I do not. Thank you.
Through the mayor. Oh, go ahead, Vice Mayor.
I too appreciate the hard work and all the improvements and the vibe that the chamber has brought to the community. With Marnie's agreement, I'd like to go forward with Councilwoman Espindola's suggestion of let's go ahead and do this for the 6 months, and then let's revisit it and see how things are going. It seemed to be agreeable to the chamber, and it makes good sense to me. Certainly want to try to help them out, as we want to try to help out as many businesses as possible and people that champion business during this particular COVID-19 time. So I would be in support of a 6-month amendment as proposed in the alternative one. Thank you.
All right. Dude, I don't know if I can't remember. Do we already have public comment on this item, if any? I think we have something.
Yes.
Yes, sir. We received an email from Joe McClure, the Executive Vice President, Chief Banking Officer. His email indicates, of Golden Civic Bank. His email indicates, as a relatively new member of the Board of Directors of the Chamber, I would like to express my support for item number 11, in parentheses, amendment to lease of the Madden House for the Yuba City Chamber of Commerce offices, close parentheses. On tonight's agenda and request that the council vote in favor of amending the lease as presented. The chamber is an integral part of the community and has continued to work tirelessly on behalf of the Yuba City businesses during the COVID-19 crisis by providing up-to-date information and resources online and in virtual meetings. Also as the chair of the Chamber's Government Affairs Committee, we have continued to have virtual GAC meetings in the effort to see how we can continue to support our local governmental entities during this time. This amendment will allow the chamber to continue with this positive and crucial work that's needed in our community. Thank you for your consideration. And then we also received a comment from Tom Burns. And he indicates, I want to thank Donald Trump for instituting Bernie Sanders' plan with a great stimulus. Money for nothing and your chicks for free. Manny and Grace are always willing to give away more of the people's money. And that's all the comments.
Through the mayor,
Yes, sir.
this is probably going to sound like a goofy question, but perhaps it's for the city attorney. The company I operate is a member of the chamber. Am I okay to vote on this?
Councilmember Boomgarden, I don't have enough information as to the background. It depends on your role and status. There's a bunch of other factors involved. The safest legal approach at this particular time is to abstain from voting. That would be the safest legal approach, but on its face, I don't think it is a conflict, but I don't have all the information in order to assess that.
Well, that was.
I know that's convoluted. I just don't have the information. I don't know, but safest approach is not to.
That was a nice squishy answer. Thank you.
Through the mayor. Along those lines, Mr. Chapman, I would ask the same because my company and myself personally has been a member. I'm not on the board, not an ambassador. I mean, it's like if we look at everything, I think Mr. Cardoza has been an ambassador. He might be an ambassador. Do we have any conflicts in this across the board with any of our affiliations?
No, if you're not on the board and you're just merely a member of the chamber, you should be more than fine.
I have no conflict.
All right. Any other public comment, Judy or Terrell?
No, sir. No other
Nothing.
comment.
All right. Motion time.
I would like to move towards, can we modify the motion, the recommendation?
Yes.
Yes.
Sounds like we're meeting 6 months.
Right, so adopt a, well, how about authorize the city manager to negotiate the approval and changes of the agreement with a 6-month clause? I'm not sure, is it necessary to have the resolution adopted there, our attorney?
No, could I make a suggestion? So maybe your motion is to authorize the city manager to enter into an agreement with the Chamber of Commerce for a period of 6 months to set the lease at $1 per month in exchange for all the requirements under Section 1 of the agreement, including being in the champion circle, subject to approval as performed by the city attorney.
I made that motion that our city attorney just outlined.
I would second that.
All right. We have a first and a second. It's all those in favor. Thumbs up. Except for those.
Aye.
Thank you.
All right. And was someone going to say something?
And I say thank you very much on
All right.
behalf of the chamber. I really appreciate it. And thank you for all the great work that you're doing. It's been a tough few weeks, a month now, but thank you.
Thank you, Marnie.
Thank you, Marnie.
Thank you,
Marnie,
Marnie.
you can always contact us directly, okay?
Yes, ma'am. Yes, Councilwoman. Thank you.
See you, bye.
All right. What?